Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to take a look inside our science unit that we are using that so many of you have requested seeing a flip through for, so I'm excited to show you that today. If I sound a little stuffy, my allergies have been through the roof the last few days, so I apologize. But I'm hoping to just get this going to be a very unedited video today for the most part, because we just got back from a few days over in Orlando. My mom and dad came down with my brother and my sister-in-law, my niece and nephew for a Disney vacation trip, and so that is why you haven't seen any videos being posted. We have been out in Orlando at Disney last week, and then we got home Wednesday, and then we needed a few days, because if you've taken a Disney vacation, you know it's not really like a very relaxing vacation, and so we just needed a few days off to rest and relax. And so now this is Monday, the day I'm filming this, and we got a full school day back in, so we were ready to go. But if you are new here, hi, my name is Lisa. We are a homeschooling family of 4, 2 kids that live in the wonderful state of Florida. It is currently August when I am filming this, and it is mucho hot and humid out. It's been unbearable, you guys. So we have been keeping cool in the AC, but that's okay. That's why we started school back early. We actually started back at the beginning of July because it has been so hot out, and so it's been really nice actually, because then when the weather is beautiful in December and January, we can take some more time off. But I digress. Let's get back to our science unit that so many of you guys wanted to take a peek into and know what we're using. So come along. Okay, so the science curriculum that we have been using the last 2 months is called For the Love of Homeschooling. It is from a company called For the Love of Homeschooling, and I feel like it's one that nobody really talks about. Everybody talks about, you know, the good and the beautiful, master books. I stumbled upon this science curriculum from another YouTuber who I will tag down below her channel. I think her name is Christina. I could be wrong. But anyway, she has really great homeschooling content as well. And she had talked about using it for her kids who have she has a very wide age range. So she has I think a toddler maybe, or a preschooler, all the way up to, I believe her oldest son is in high school or late junior high. Anyway, a big age range, right? We don't have that, but when she did a flip through, I was like, oh, okay, I like that. I liked that it was more unit study style, and that every month we would get a new topic, because I found that my kids and myself were both getting kind of bored doing the same topic for multiple months at a time. And so I liked that this was broken down into just 1 month, and I'll show you how they break it down for you every day. And you can add or take away as much as you want. Again, we've found really great success with it so far, and it is only $12 a month, which is very reasonably priced. And so yeah, it's just been working really well for us. So let me show you what exactly it looks like and how it comes to you. We're having a little iPad time over here. I'm going to show you guys what our unit study from last month looked like, which was the Oceans and Shark Week, which was the entire month of July, and it was perfect because obviously Shark Week is in the month of July, and it just tied in so well. We actually here in Tampa had there was a shark conference, which was amazing because it was literally the weekend that we were studying the sharks, and it was just tied in so perfectly. Yeah, it was really great. Okay, so I will flip you around here in a second and show you, but I just wanted to remind you that this can cover a large range of ages. So let me quick see if I can find. Okay, so this is actually called the For the Love of Homeschooling Nature Study Club. And so they just give you a vision for their nature study club, and then this Samantha, I'm probably gonna butcher her last name, Skeety, is the founder of it. And so they actually have several different writers, curriculum writers. They have a watercolor artist, a photographer, and then a copywriter. And so this is what I'm talking about when I say that they outline a 20-day, they give you a 20-day outline. And so from day 1 to day 2 to day 3, you know exactly what topics you're going to be covering. Okay, so this is really nice because you can do this at your own pace. You can do as little or as much as you want to. You can make this 2 months. You can make it 2 weeks if you're like, no, we don't really have any interest in, learning about waves and tides or a shark life cycle or, whatever it is. And so we actually, I think we went about 5 weeks with this because, like I said, we don't technically school on Fridays. And so we didn't actually, this last week here, we kind of cut out because it is a, like a diorama that you make, and we didn't do any of this. So, you make it to what you want for you and your family. But this comes with every monthly subscription for that $12 like I talked about. Okay, so each week you will get a prep guide here, which is going to just kind of help you prepare for the week ahead. And so it tells you exactly what to print. It gives you the teacher's guide information, and then it tells you what to shop for. Again, all of this looks like a lot here, but I promise you, it's a lot of stuff that you probably already have in your house, right? So a clear glass jar, a 1/4 or a cup measuring cups, blue food coloring, corn syrup, vegetable oil, blue dish soap, water, rubbing alcohol, things like that. It's very much things that are around your house, so don't freak out when you see this project craft items and you're like, holy smokes, that is a huge amount of stuff, and I'm not doing all of that shopping. It's totally fine. We have rarely shopped for, I've shopped for like maybe a handful of things, if that. Balloons we didn't have on hand, so I had to get balloons. I can't remember what else. I don't even remember what else. That's how much we've shopped for stuff. It's been like hardly nothing. So don't panic when you see this project craft item list and think, I am never doing that, because that is a ton of stuff. Again, the projects and crafts you don't even have to do, you guys, if you don't want to. Okay, so then getting on to the actual schedule. This is what the teacher's manual guide looks like. So day 1, it tells you the topic every day that you're going to be talking about. So this one was just an introduction to oceans and ocean layers. So they give you a warm-up activity to do as a group. Whoop, come on. There we go. We did that, and then this is the daily reading portion. So this is what you'll be reading as the teacher aloud to the kids. It's very to the point, and there's not a lot of fluff, which I really like, and it's short and sweet, and it holds the kids' attentions, which I really enjoy, because if I just keep reading on and on and on about something and they're just sitting there listening to me, oftentimes their minds will just start to wander, and then I'm like, what's the point? Like, nobody even listened. So this is really nice because it's short and sweet and to the point. And then it gets right into their workbook activities. And then as the teacher here, you can see exactly which activities your kiddos are supposed to be working on for that day. So we had a junior and a senior, so they did page 4, 5, and then 5 and 6, and then 7. And then we really all have enjoyed the group activities every day, which is usually some kind of like STEM project, the craft arts kind of realm. And so this one on the first day was to make an ocean layers jar, which was so much fun. I'm gonna show you guys the one that we made. I actually still have it because I'm like sad to get rid of it. But this is it. So we just had this large mason jar, and then we actually went and made the different layers of the ocean. And I feel like it's something that the kids will always remember, because, and we still talk about it, and we're like, oh, what layer of the ocean do you think they're in? Like, and they will still remember the different layers. And there's something about having the combination of like the hands-on activities with the reading, with the workbook, that just seems to work really well for us right now. in this season. I cannot say enough good things about this this unit study, this nature club study that they have put out for everybody. Okay, so that's what a schedule, and then again, this is in the teacher's manual. This is the ocean layers right here that I have, and it breaks it down for you on the materials that you'll need, and then super simple step-by-step instructions. I love it so much. And the kids loved it too, which was the most important thing, right? I cannot be on board with something, but if the kids love it and I think it's like really great for them and they're getting something out of it, then I will stick with it just because they are, even if I don't love it. They give you another STEM activity to do if you want to do that, and then it goes into day 2. Same thing, warm up. Real life, guys. This was coral and coral reefs. And so then there was the same, the warm-up activity, the daily reading, and then the workbook activities, and then the group activity. And they also played games, which was so fun. They actually have games in here for you to play that you can print off. And I thought, oh, I don't know, the kids aren't gonna really love those. Maybe we should skip those. And we ended up playing them all the time. It was so fun. So that is basically the gist of how it goes every day. So you could see day 3 was waves and tides. Up here, come on, I don't want to focus today. And so there was another activity for us to do. Again, super simple stuff. A cork, a shallow tub, like an under the bed box, water, food coloring, and then a small like board. And then we actually were able to identify the crest and trough of the waves, which was really fun. And because we live so close to the beach, this was such a good kickoff to our school year, because I really felt like the kids could apply this to real life because we're always at the beach. So fun. They also do offer a watercolor and nature journaling course, and they give you like a discount code for it if that's something that you're interested in doing. And so that's kind of the gist of every day. This was our group STEM for our shark buoyancy. It was, the kids like loved this so much. They just, I feel like these are the things that my kids are gonna look back on when they're older and be like, oh my gosh, remember when we did that thing with the sharks and that thing with the oceans? Like, that was so fun. Okay, so another thing that they do is they give you a printable pack with every unit study. So for this one, we had all of these things that I'm about to show you up here on the wall behind me. You can see we started our geology today. That is this next unit study that we're going into, so we started hanging ours up today. But these I do print off on cardstock just so that they're a little bit thicker and they kind of last a little bit longer for us in case we ever want to go back and, you know, just restudy everything again. So this is another activity that the kids did when we were learning about the coral reefs. They printed them out and got to name all of them, which was so cute. And so we learned, again, all of these things were hanging on the wall behind me throughout the entire month. As we learned about them, I posted them up on the wall behind us so that they were always just kind of there and the kids could look at them and remember everything that we had learned. And it was just like really fun to take a picture at the end of the unit study and see all that they have learned about. It's just like really incredible how much you cover in such a short amount of time, but like that they have retained as well because it's so interactive for them. All of these come, like I said, all of this stuff comes with the download of the 12. You get all of these little cards to print off. Again, I printed these on cardstock and you use these as a memory game, which was just super fun for them. I think, you know, learning this way is, at least for my kids, is how this information sticks in their brains so well. It's not just like they're just regurgitating it, you know? Let me move over here to the kids' notebooking. So I'll do my daughter's first. She is 8 years old and she's in the 3rd grade, I guess if you consider grades. This is her notebook. So this is what it looks like, Junior Explorer. And she colored her shark. And so what's really nice is they all get their own little like planned out week, so that they know exactly what is coming up as well. And so they know, oh, okay, on day 1, I have to do this and this. Then on day 2, I get to do page 6, 7, and 8. The next day, oh, I know it's Wednesday, we're doing page 9, 10, and 11 today. So I loved that because she is very much a planner, and so she liked to be able to know exactly what was coming up. And so then again, we talked about the oceans on the first day. They colored in where we find the oceans on a map, which ocean was nearest to us. And then they wrote out the different zones in the ocean, very similar to making our jar over there. So again, they just are teaching it all in different ways. Written form, you know, tactic form, auditory form. I love it. It covers, like, no matter how your kid learns best, this covers it. And so, you know, this is just something that we talked about and we read. This was hers learning about the equator and tides, crests and troughs, and then a tide pool, and then they do give you QR codes to scan and like watch videos or learn more about an in-depth about a topic. Some things, there was just so much, we didn't get to some things, but this is another activity that they can do where it's drawing arrows to connect each picture to what it eats in the food web. My daughter didn't really like this because she finds that animals eating other animals is very hurtful. even though she eats bacon like nobody else, she just, I don't know, she doesn't like it. So this was our STEM activity that we did. So they had to come up with a hypothesis. We talked about different vocabulary terms like density, buoyancy, cartilage, and then they had to determine if the shark would float or not. And it's just like, I love it. They created, they explored, and then you have to think about it. And so this was one where they had to tape nickels to the back and put a balloon inside, and it talked about shark buoyancy, and they had to give a hypothesis if they thought that it was going to sink or float and why. That's all extra. This was week 2, so same thing. Lays it out for you day by day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And so a lot of it was coloring and crafting and watercolor painting and doing hands-on projects, which they, like I said, they both love, absolutely love. So that is hers. And this was her. This was, if you guys watched our day in the life, this was our whale measuring that we did. You could probably see us if you watched it outside with a tape measure, measuring off how big the different types of whales are, which was really fun. And then this was her hammerhead watercolor shark that she made. How cute. Okay, and so my son did the Senior Explorer one. I'll move this out of the way. He's 10. This is my son's. He is the Senior Explorer, and he is 10 years old and in the 5th grade. So his looks slightly different, but I will show you. Again, so his is a little bit different. They give you the 20-day outline up front. So once they get a little bit older here, he gets to see everything that we talked about. And then again, he gets the week 1. Sorry guys, I know the shadow is like really terrible. It is very overcast here today, so I'm trying to make do with overhead lighting. He labeled all of the different levels and zones and at how many feet each one is. So then you can see the difference between the junior and the senior is there's a little bit more reading for the senior, which is to be expected, right? They're upper elementary kids. They should be reading a little bit more at that level. These were riddles we just did out loud. So he really liked this one. I sail an ocean you'll never swim, and I voyage seas with white cotton ease, yet my hold is filled with water. What am I? If you guys know the answer to that, comment down below. I'll post the answer once I get a few comments. Whoop, okay. This was his coral reef that stuck together. And again, same thing. You can scan the QR code and then watch some videos talking about tides. So his and her group STEM shark buoyancy looks exactly the same. Talked about density, buoyancy, cartilage. And then, like I said, we did the same group activity. And then week 2. So again, it just, as they get a little bit older, they provide them with a little bit more information. So I would definitely look through each of the levels and see where you think your kiddo would be best. So this is his little shark baby book that he made. Just talking about the life cycle of a shark. And again, the whales measuring. I don't know what happened to his hammerhead shark. He did do it as well, but I don't remember what we did with it. Okay, so that is a quick overview of the science unit, the Nature Club study that we have been doing this month. And like I said, we just started a new one today for geology, which is for the month of August. Every month on the 1st of the month, they do change over to a new topic. So whether you want to do geology or you want to wait until September 1st, it's totally up to you. You can do that. If you're interested in one of the previous unit topics that they have done, such as the oceans and the shark week that I just showed you, I do believe they are on their website for, I think it's around $20, that you can purchase those and still get all of the units, like I said, the topics that they have already done from the previous months, which is just really nice. But I know that a lot of people are looking for new curriculum for the new school year coming up, so hopefully this helped a little bit and helped you decide if you think that this would work for your family or maybe not. That's okay, right? So all right guys, if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and click subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.